What's up, everyone? So, today I really messed up. I really messed up because today, as you guys know from yesterday, that I just needed 0.5% to pass my phase one. But today, what happened was that I really messed up. I did two losses today, and but I learned a lot. I learned one really nice lesson, which I think was worth it for my loss. But yeah, man, it's a bit disappointing and it's a bit saddening as well. But it's, it wasn't even probability. It was just it was just me messing up. So what happened was that I set at the charts at this time. I saw that this was a consolidation phase, and then this candle broke out from that resistance, and there was clean range on the left for the price to move up. And then what happened was, as you guys can see over here, that this candle closed with little to no wick, so there was no such confirmation for me to take a trade on at this candle. So I was waiting for one more candle, and if you scale down to the M15th time frame, so here as you guys can see that this candle broke out, then it immediately formed a bearish candle, and then it formed a bullish candle, and that was like on M15 you guys can see that there was a resistance which was now turned into a support at this point, right? So what my plan was to just freaking execute a buy at this point with a stop loss at this level. No, not a stop loss at this level. Let me tell you where did I mess up. My plan was to just execute a buy at this point on M30. As you guys can see that this was this that buy was on the closure of this candle, right? So my plan was simple. It was just to execute a buy at this point, and I just needed to make $26, and I just wanted to price to give a little move in my direction, and then I would just close the trade because I would then pass my phase one, right? So what happened? I messed up. As simple as that. As you guys know that from my second last trade recap video, that I messed a trade on this day. Uh, Not on this day. I missed a trade on, yeah, this day. I missed one trade. Which was that trade? It was this trade. As you guys can see, that I executed a sell at this point, and then I was stopped out, and then price gave a move in my direction. So what did I did here? I basically, if I can just zoom over here, I executed a sell at this point, and then I was stopped out, and then price gave a move in my direction. So earlier in my demo live accounts as well, I used to use a conventional stop loss, um, uh, which was the previous candle's high or previous candle's low, depending on my bias and my direction of the trade. I just used to use a conventional stop loss. But I see some traders, like I got a bit like started to incorporate some things which I used to see on Instagram or on uh, of some traders, that they used to use a stop loss of the current candles, the current candle which is being formed. They used to they use that stop loss which is being formed right now. Like at this point, I executed a sell over here in order to lose less when this candle at one point made a high, and then it started to move down. I placed my stop loss on that high. But what happened? It again breached its high. It created another high, and then it gave a move in my direction. So at this point, you never know that how how deep that candle will retrace, right? And if that candle retraces a bit deeper, then you are stopped out. And that's what happened over here. I got stopped out because the candle decided to retrace a bit more, and then it gave a move in my direction. Similarly, this exact thing happened to me today. What happened? If I open my MT5 at this point, if you guys can see, if I just zoom, yeah, at this point, I executed a buy over here. First of all, my buy was really bad. Like I was I was 3-4 pips late to execute a buy. I had to execute it somewhere over here, and my buy was somewhere over here. So pathetic entry, right? 33 points late I was. Sorry for the cough. Like absolutely pathetic entry. I executed a buy over here, and and the same thing I did. This candle first made a low, and then I placed my stop loss on that low, and I placed my buy pathetic entry, pathetic stop loss. That the candle decided to retrace a bit more, and it stopped me out, and then it gave that move in my direction. And as you guys can see, that it gave such a massive move in my direction. It hit all my visual TPs in my mind. I didn't even need that. I didn't even needed this type of a move. I just needed to capture $26, bro. So at this point I messed up, and my stop loss got hit. Okay, then I took a second trade. If you just scale down to M15, this was the trade which I took. Then this trade was completely out of my plan. I FOMOed and entered over here. This was bad psychology. Everything was bad at this candle. Everything was bad. I took this trade, lost another $18. So on this trade I lost $26, and on the second trade I lost $18. One thing which is good is that my losses, let me show you guys. Yeah, so over here, as you guys can see, that on this trade I lost $26, on this trade I lost $18. So one thing which is good was that my losses were less. But bro, I shouldn't even have lost this in the first place. What I should have done was this: I should have entered over here, placed an SL right on this candle's low, or if I was a bit conservative, I should have placed it right below this zone. Because if it's retracing back to the zone, then there is a high probability that it would even retrace and break this low, right? So I could have placed my stop loss somewhere here, which would be a 34 pip stop loss. Entry would be here, and then it would just give a move in my direction, right? I didn't do that. I overcomplicated a bit too much. That's what happened. So yeah, this was bad. I didn't like, I literally messed this up, man. If I would have just used just conventional stop loss, everything would have been perfect. And there was such a good price action as well. And what I could have done, वैसे तो I didn't needed that type of a that big move. I just needed to capture $26. But if it was my master account, or if it was some other day, then I would have just trailed my stop losses. Okay, so one thing which I need to tell you guys, one more thing, was that initially my stop loss would be at this level, right? Then it would be at this level. Then once this current M30 candle would have been closed, then I would have no, like, once this current M30 candle started to break this high, then I would have trailed my stop loss to this low. Because if now it's breaching its previous candle's high, then there is no business for this candle to go again and break its low again. Because now the candle is mature enough. Now the candle is maybe 10, 15, 16 minutes old, and now that low is perfectly established. And now if it's even breaching the previous candle's high, now that low is good enough. It's basic formation of candles. So then I would have traded my stop loss over here, and once this candle would have closed, then I would have waited for this candle's closure, then I would have traded my stop loss with this low, and then this candle would have closed, then I would have traded my stop loss to this low, and then I would have basically just booked my profits. So this was the day. Perfect price action, perfect analysis, bad entry, and bad exit. Sometimes this happens as well. Like, trading is not predictable at all. So this is what happened today, and I really messed things up. Now I am down 1% again today. Now yesterday I was up 7.5%. Now I'm 6.5%. You know what? Today I was really eager to just freaking get $25 and just pass phase one. That was my mistake today. You guys can see my trade history. Today I lost around $47.25, and on my MT5. Man, this is what it is. Like, this trade could have been avoided. This was such a bad trade. This was such a bad trade. You know what, guys? Right now, this was an other entry opportunity, but I had taken two trades, and according to my trade plan, if there's I shouldn't take more than 1 to 2 trades a day. So then I literally exited out of the charts because I was really foaming, I was really angry, and I knew my mental space wasn't good. So I just um I just closed the charts and I went to sleep for 1 or 2 hours so that I can rewire and like I can really clear my mental. At this point, at this point, at this candle, this was impulse entry in trends. I use SRC concepts. I am basically a fan of Raja Banks. I use his strategy. At this point, this was impulse entry in trend, and Raja Banks actually took this trade today as well. He made some profits, but man, this I made some losses over here, so I just completely exited out of the charts because I was not in the right mental space. So this was the day done for the day. Learned something today new, and I'm gonna change my stop loss criterias again. And this is the benefit of journaling. Like, this is my journal, this YouTube is my journal. I am not expecting any subscribers, I'm not expecting any views. I just get 4 or 5 views, and that's also mine views. Like, no one else is watching these videos. That's It's pretty good. This is all because right now these all of these trades, it's me journaling them, voice I have a voiceover of them. I'm actually explaining what I was feeling at each point of the trade, so that I can evolve and I can really become a good trader. So that was the day today. Bad trades. And really, I have made this video once. I'm making this video again. I made this video and there was no voice. Then I'm making this video again. So yeah, man. uh, Tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna, maybe if I see a good setup, I'm gonna take a trade tomorrow as well.